Testing. Testing. Okay. I was practicing. I was about ready to ask if we needed to wait for the speaker to get up here, but I think we're 1 minute late for Unitarians. I think we're right on target there. But okay. Good morning. All right, off to a good start. I'm Daniel Bird. I'm serving as the worship associate this morning for our service. It's my first time. I went to the trouble of doing my hair. I hope you appreciate it. By the way, if you notice any missing spots, I won't be offended if you tell me about. We are so glad you've chosen to join us for worship today, whether you're attending in person or online. Your presence is another building block to our foundation. We want to extend a special welcome to visitors. My wife, Diana, and I were visitors almost 10 years ago. We were welcomed and we ended up getting married here. I think we're going to be on this stage at the same time again, and there could be an anniversary there. There are lots of good memories. The place can grow on you, and the community can too. So you never know what's in store for you. I invite everyone to engage. There are so many opportunities. After 10 years, I finally figured out what it takes to participate in the capacity as a worship associate. So maybe they were trying to tell me something. These are jokes, people. Come on. And we're trying something new today. I'm going to ask you to take a moment and greet and appreciate, or in tune with today's message, demonstrate love to the people sitting around you. I'm not suggesting you have to get all touchy-feely. Sometimes just a kind look can lift a heart. So look around and maybe take Judy's playing of Shake Another Hand to heart. The lyrics are on the big screen. We'll sing it through twice. Feel free to shake hands, wave, and say good morning to your neighbors while we sing. That was kind of thrown together pretty last minute, and they did a great job. So thank you, Judy and Mary Kay. Okay, this congregation works really, really hard to be an inclusive community that listens, engages, inspires, and acts. Our mission is to foster the whole person with compassion and justice. We are on many journeys, but together we are one church. We are a community of all ages and abilities, with a rainbow of gender and sexual identities and diverse cultural and class backgrounds. We draw from many sources of inspiration and share common liberal religious values. Can everybody hear me okay? I just want to make sure. Okay. Whoever you may be, we welcome you to bring your whole self to this community. Today we have Melissa Gibson, our membership and admin manager and seminary student, as our speaker. We couldn't be more fortunate. We want to remind everybody that there is a book in the back of the church where you can share your joys and concerns. We will convey those joys and concerns in the process, make it a part of our community and our worship. For those online, feel free to use online comments to share your joys and concerns. Sorry I'm reading this. I didn't memorize it, but if you parked in the garage to the west, we have a parking validator in the foyer. It is to the right as you enter the front doors. We also affirm that our church occupies the traditional treaty lands of the Omaha and Otoe, Missouri tribal nations, and express our respect to the Northern Ponca, Winnebago, and Santee Sioux tribes. Please join us in giving voice to this and supporting local causes, charities, and the rights of Indigenous people. One more quick announcement. Believe it or not, Sarah Copeland has been growing pumpkins in her garden all summer. At first she thought they might be round zucchinis, but it turns out they were just a reminder that everyone should know about our annual Heart and Hand auction. While Sarah has been working behind the scenes for a few months, the auction team is ready to move into the participation phase of our treasured tradition. Please join the auction team for an envelope stuffing party during the coffee hour on August 31st. Tasks are simple and many hands make light work. Sending out letters ensures we reach all the businesses on our list, including some follow-ups and online requests. Keep your eyes open for the auction table in the common room come September for more information on how to donate and bid on items in this year's auction. And now our prelude.
Keeping with our Unitarian state of America, we always navigate our new landscape, whatever it may be, together and using our collective power. My country, 'tis of the land of iniquity, of thee I sing. Land where my mothers cried, fought, bled, and sacrificed for rights that we are now denied. Let freedom ring. Land of dystopia, religious myopia, I mourn for thee. Behind us the oaken doors, 6-robed dinosaurs conspire to wage a holy war over our bodies. But the true bell of liberty, she does not mute easily, long may she sing. Land where my mothers cried, fought, bled, and sacrificed for rights which we are now denied. Let freedom ring.
Next, we light the chalice, the symbol of our faith. Our chalice lighter this morning is my wife, Diana Bird. As the chalice is lit, I invite you all to join in the chalice lighting words. Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace, light of love, alive in all creation. As we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life. In addition, we will light the sabbatical candle. This is the 8th week of our minister sabbatical. We trust that this candle will light her way back to us come November. And now our call to worship. Today's call to worship is entitled Live into Love by David A. Miller. Today in UU congregations all over the world, people will gather in an effort to live into, as best we can, what we profess about placing love at the center of all we do. What a magnificent challenge. We are currently living in times baiting us not to love. The social and political atmosphere in which we travel insidiously tempts us to find fault, place blame, point fingers, and increase that which can tear us apart. And yet, we practice a faith, often imperfectly because after all we are human, but we continue to practice a faith where we are called to answer the question, what is the most loving thing I can do right now? What an astounding challenge. What an unbelievably vital attempt. What an incredibly needed a beacon for the future of us all. So, as we gather today to support each other in living this mission, may the light of our flaming chalice breathe life and love into every one of our congregations and into those who, by the very nature of this calling, have this great and wonderful opportunity to live into love and these days filled with so many struggles, in these days with so many struggles and so much possibility. May that be so. And now we'll go to the opening hymn. Our opening hymn is number 346 in the gray hymnal. Come sing a song with me. For the community offering, each week half the loose currency in the offering plate is donated to a local cause so more people can do more good. Our Share the Plate recipient for today is Great Plains Black History Museum. Located in North Omaha, their mission is to preserve, educate, and exhibit the contributions and achievements of African Americans. They place an emphasis on the Great Plains region, as well as provide a space to learn, explore, reflect, and remember our history.
Don't you know, talking about a revolution, it sounds like whisper. Don't you know, talking about a revolution, it sounds like whisper. They're standing in a welfare line, crying at the doorstep of those arms of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds like a whisper. Poor people gonna rise up, get their share. Poor people gonna rise up, take what's fair. Don't you know you better run, 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 run. Don't you know you better run, 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 run. 'Cause finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Talking about a revolution, oh, 'cause they're standing in the welfare line, crying at the doorsteps of those arms of salvation, wasting time in an unemployment line, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about talking about a revolution, like a whisper. Yes. Finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Oh, yeah. Talking about a revolution. Oh, we need. Talking about
And we come to the joys and concerns part of our service. Once again today, we're going to give everyone a couple of minutes to be sure they've either written down joys and concerns in the book in the back of the sanctuary, or for those who don't wish to share out loud, place a stone into the collective chalice in front and join silently with others in the community. Where is the collective chalice in front? Where is the collective chalice in front?
It's right in front.
Oh, okay. Now everybody else knows too. Okay. Those watching online can put items to be shared in the comments to be read aloud. We'll quietly sing, or Colin, time for you. Yeah.
We have several today. From Krista Lee Regier, saying Jan Wilson, our former DRE, wants to share a joy that she has had successful cancer treatment these past few months and is recovering well and staying active with her husband and training dogs for agility competitions. From Soulful Suzanne, saying members of Omaha AVP left messages of appreciation on the rolling whiteboard in the common room. Check them out. From Melissa Gibson. From Melissa Gibson saying thanks to those who show up for yesterday's workday. Carolyn, Jean, Kaylin, Mark, Diana, Sarah, and Amelia. From Nellie Chenoweth saying, not sure if this is a joy or a concern, but William got his driver's license. From Leah Magisana, a joy that Rivers radiation therapy ended this past Wednesday. We have one from both Terry Lynn and Elaine Wells. Kind of going to combine these two. Scott Kemper passed away peacefully on Friday. He was known for his great photography and for photos of our church. He also brought cookies every Sunday and was involved in Bridge Club. There's a card to sign in the common room. And from Dewey Unger, concern for our immigrants and neighbors being rounded up and shipped due process and rights, that we can fight this. I believe that's it.
Thanks, Colin. I'd also like to add, Diane and I had the pleasure of visiting with Bob Bosco at his home. He's recovering from a couple of surgeries, and he should be back with us pretty soon, but hold your thoughts up for him as well. Okay, we will quietly sing hymn 1002 in the teal hymnal, Comfort Me.
$10.02, 1002.
Thank
And excuse me, our contemplative reading today is Good Bones by Maggie Smith. Life is short, though I keep this from my children. Life is short, and I've shortened mine in 1,000 delicious, ill-advised ways, 1,000 deliciously ill-advised ways I'll keep from my children. The world is at least 50% terrible, and that's a conservative estimate, though I keep this from my children. For every bird, there's a stone thrown at a bird. For every loved child, a child broken, bagged, sunk in a lake. Life is short, and the world is at least half terrible. And for every kind stranger, there is one who would break you, though I keep this from my children. I am trying to sell them the world. Any decent realtor walking through a dilapidated money pit chirps on about good bones. This place could be beautiful, right? You could make this place beautiful. And my personal addendum here is, we are making this place beautiful. And now we have the sermon presentation. Today we welcome Melissa Gibson, who is giving her third Sunday sermon in a row. Melissa works as our membership and office manager and continues to pursue her Master of Divinity degree from Star King School for Ministry. She holds an aspirant, I don't read enough, I should read more. Status with the Unitarian Universalist Ministers Association. Melissa became a member of All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church in Shreveport, Louisiana in July of 2010 and has been employed with the First Unitarian since May 2022. So please join me in welcoming Melissa Gibson to our pulpit one more time.
And it'll be my last time for a while. This is a lot of work. So good morning. It is strange to be giving a sermon about patriotism on the heels of our state government announcing, with wild enthusiasm, that they will be complicit with our nation's ongoing actions against immigrants, repurposing a prison in McCook, Nebraska, into an immigration detention center. How do we love our country in the midst of authoritarianism? How do we love a country whose government and whose people fall short time and time again? To summarize Reverend Peggy Clark, when this country was founded, the aspiration was high. The men who imagined it dreamed big, casting a vision of a world where all men were created equal, where rights were endowed by our Creator, transcending culture and the expectations of the day, where life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness would be allowed and enjoyed without infringement. It was a radical and new vision. And they had the hubris to believe they could make it happen. They staked their claim in the Declaration of Independence and institutionalized it in the Constitution. It was done. A new world order. Those men weren't distracted by the genocide they inspired or the enslavement of other people they required for this nation to be born. They declared equality while swimming in a sea of inequality. I want to acknowledge the deep contradictions the country and even our Unitarian tradition have. We have had to course correct more than once. I believe America, at her best, is truly packed with Unitarian Universalist values. I tell visitors at First Steps class how U.S. history and UU history grew up together. It is truly a unique nation and a unique faith. Imperfect, yes, but ours nonetheless. So as I move into the body of my sermon, please think of these words from Dr. King. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere on the 18th of April in 75. Hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year. Paul Revere's Ride by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Paul Revere, he was one of ours. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was actually one of ours too. Unitarianism, the idea that God is one and not three, was not a formal denomination of its own in America until 1825. Prior to that, people didn't really call themselves Unitarians. They attended a variety of churches in the American colonies, and Unitarianism was more of a philosophy inside these established churches, promoted by some clergy, but not others. Eventually, though, it became a kind of sticking point, and the first solo American Unitarians came largely out of the New England congregational churches. So Paul Revere, who was born in 1735, before there were Unitarian churches, he was one of those New England Congregationalists. He had close ties, though, with Reverend Jonathan Mayhew. Mayhew promoted a variety of diverse viewpoints from his pulpit, including Unitarianism. And while he was popular with lay people like Revere, his more conservative clergymen dismissed him as a heretic. We've heard that before. Mayhew is credited for delivering sermons that sparked several protests that eventually led to the American Revolution. Revere himself participated in the Boston Tea Party and the Stamp Act protest. He was a master of propaganda, and aside from his famous midnight ride, where he warned surrounding towns about the advancing of the British, he served as an officer in the Massachusetts militia. Many of our founding fathers were deists, which means that they believed that God created the world, but that was it. God doesn't intervene after that. So the world is all natural law and free will. They dismissed predestination and embraced logic, reason, and science. That sounds awfully familiar. Founding father Thomas Paine was a deist, most noted for writing the pamphlet Common Sense, which at the time was the second most read book after the Bible. You may recall his words, "These are the times that try men's souls. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered, yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph." Interestingly, Paine actually refused to make money off Common Sense, insisting that it be accessible to the masses. He went on to advocate for the abolition of slavery and supported his friends, Catherine Macaulay and Mary Wollstonecraft, in advocating for women's rights. Many of Paine's writings suggest a man who believed in God but was skeptical of organized religion and was exhausted by those who were obsessed with it. Similar to Paine, Benjamin Franklin held no formal church membership. Franklin's interest in religion ebbed and flowed throughout his life. He grew up a Congregationalist, went back and forth in the label of deist. He sometimes attended Unitarian services, and in the end, he was buried in an Episcopal church. At 84 years old, he wrote, "Here is my creed. I believe in one God, creator of the universe, that he governs by its providence, that he ought to be worshiped, that the most acceptable service we can render to him is doing good to his other children. I think the system of morals and religion as Jesus left them to us is the best the world ever saw, but I have some doubts as to his divinity." So I'm going to count Franklin as a Unitarian ancestor. Well, Paul Revere, Thomas Paine, and Benjamin Franklin didn't officially claim the title of Unitarian. President John Adams absolutely did. He was born into the Congregationalist church, but when Unitarianism became its own thing, he was a member of the First Parish Church in Quincy, Massachusetts, where he was later buried. And it is nearly impossible to say much about Adams without bringing in Thomas Jefferson. While the men went from friendly founding fathers to deeply divided political rivals, it is well known that they were dear pen pals at the end of their lives, where they often mused on religion and agreed on a number of things. They denied the miracles in the Bible, and they denied the divinity of Christ. They both advocated for a very firm wall between church and state. Interestingly, while Adams found merit in church structure and believed that the world would be hell without it, Jefferson was actually less enamored with organized religion, believing it corrupted Jesus' teachings. While Jefferson never joined the Unitarian Church, it should be pointed out that he also never lived near one. He attended many different churches while traveling, and he declared, quote, "I am a sect by myself." Jefferson made his own Bible, believing that the original created by early Christians contained diamonds of wisdom and the dung of ancient political agendas. When he ran for president in 1800, he was attacked for being an infidel and a howling atheist. Well, there are very valid reasons that contemporary UUs want to keep some distance from Jefferson. His whole relationship with religion is some of the most Unitarian Universalist stuff I have ever heard. Making your own Bible. Unitarianism sprang up in Christian churches across New England, largely as a reaction to the Great Awakening. There were fire and brimstone preachers who were delivering scathing sermons on Sundays about a wrathful God, moving far away from a doctrine of love and service and into damnation and judgment. Unitarians and other liberal religious movements in early America, like the Quakers and even the Baptists, questioned and opposed this theological orthodoxy that was sweeping the nation. Like the American Revolution, the opposition of religious liberals was a moral act. They were challenging tyranny and rooted in courage. While our founding fathers had limited points of view and were certainly products of their time, I think we hear the hints of our shared values in their writings. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Compare this to our current Unitarian Universalist shared values. We honor the independent web of all existence and acknowledge our place in it. We are all sacred beings. We adapt to a changing world and cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. Do not be divided between love for our country and love for our heretical faith. Our country's founding and Unitarian Universalism are cut from the same cloth. While our founding fathers were no strangers to Unitarian ideas, our theological ancestors also include the likes of Susan B. Anthony, Abigail Adams, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Clara Barton, and so many other names that you see prominent in American history textbooks. Their curiosities and passions and dreams laid the foundation that every generation builds up and that we are still building upon. The same free-thinking and subversive nature that created this nation created this faith. I referenced Reverend Peggy Clark earlier in her reading, Equality in a Sea of Inequality. It ends with, when they declared all men were created equal, they meant white Protestant men. They didn't mean women. They weren't including black people who'd been enslaved or those who were free. They didn't include Catholics, Jews, or people who didn't own land. They were so proud of their inclusivity, so inspired by their own cutting-edge philosophy, that they had no idea how narrow it was, how constrictive, how small a vision. They believed that they, and the men of their generation, would will this new nation into being. They would establish the structures required for such a grand vision. They would test it, and then it would be done. They didn't realize it would require many more people, many different voices. They didn't know how many generations would have to be part of the creation of that dream, how long it would take before the nation they imagined would be made manifest. The soul of America has yet to be born. Our country started with a rebellion, a riot. We wanted representation, we wanted leaders held accountable. Generations of Americans have made what we now call, thanks to Congressman John Lewis, good trouble. It is downright patriotic and has been since this country's very first days. Patriotism is a love of a country and what she can be. It is hope. Patriotism is a love that acknowledges that our country is a work in progress. As artist Erica Jong puts it, patriotism is a radical dedication to the ideals upon which one's country was founded, an ability to see through ephemeral issues to enduring ones. To hold course in the midst of political storms, patriotism, essentially, is an ability to see the sweep rather than the blips of history. Our ancestors, in both blood and faith, were patriots, not keyboard warriors or talking heads. The term patriot has been largely co-opted by those advocating for theocracy and fascism, which were the exact opposite of what the original American patriots were advocating for. The language of liberty and freedom is deeply rooted in our faith tradition. It is ours, and do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Thomas Paine said, "My country is the world, and my religion is to do good." I thought seriously about how I wanted to end this sermon, and I have 3 things. 1, there is a rally at Memorial Park on Labor Day, so that's Monday, September 1st, from 2 to 5 p.m. Go be patriotic. 2, read Timothy Snyder's book on tyranny, 20 lessons from the 20th century. Lesson 18 is, be calm when the unthinkable arrives. He writes in the introduction, modern tyranny is terror management. When the terrorist attack comes, remember that authoritarians exploit such events in order to consolidate power. The sudden disaster that requires the end of checks and balances, the dissolution of opposition parties, the suspension of freedom and expression, the right to a fair trial, and so on. It is the oldest trick in the Hitlerian book. Do not fall for it. And 3, we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Our denomination is rooted in patriotism, but our allegiance is not blind, nor would our ancestors want it to be. So go now in peace and patriotism. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be.
Thank you, Melissa. Our closing hymn is number 121 in the Gray Hymnal, We'll Build a Land. Our closing words come from Reverend Dr. Wayne Arneson. Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. But take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone. First time, making sure I'm doing that.
I'll make sure we're on. Hey, what do you say? I come from a place called the U.S. of A. Ho, what do you know? Pop in my car and let's go. This is a song for America, home of the red, white, and blue, land of Marilyn Monroe and James Dean, apple pie, baseball, and Shell gasoline. And if you don't love her, you beloved by all from Tikrit to Beijing. If the world were a school, we'd be homecoming king, worshipped by France and by North Vietnam. Iran thinks we're the bomb. This is a song for America, home of the red, white, and blue, land of Marilyn Monroe and James Dean, apple pie, baseball, and Shell gasoline, SUVs, handguns, and Us magazine. And if you don't love her, you. Our human rights record is something of note. We freed all our slaves and gave women the vote. Everyone's equal forever, always, unless you're one of them gays. This is a song for America, home of the red, white, and blue, land of Marilyn Monroe and James Dean, apple pie, baseball, and Shell gasoline, SUVs, handguns, and Us magazine, low-carb diets and fast food cuisine. And if you don't love her, you. To all war-torn nations, to those in turmoil, we'll help you kill despots, we'll help you drill oil. If you don't want our help, that's okay, we're coming in anyway. This is a song for America, home of the red, white, and blue, land of Marilyn Monroe and James Dean, apple pie, baseball, and Shell gasoline, SUVs, handguns, and Us magazine, low-carb diets and fast food cuisine, crack cocaine, fentanyl, and ketamine, swindling CEOs getting off clean, school kids all hopped up on amphetamine, Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, Bush and Obama and Trump and Biden, and Trump against great rolling war machine. I think we're in trouble, don't you? It might seem I don't think our country's so great, but intolerance, bigotry, greed's what I hate. Most folks are decent and honest and true, peaceful, compassionate, good through and through. That's what it means to be red, white, and blue. And if you don't think so, you. And if you don't think so, you.